to our channel.
And this is day 9 of our 30-day challenge.
We're hoping to get you up and get you going. So if you haven't done this with us before, then go back and have a look at days 1 to 8. This is for complete beginners. So.
Yes. So don't worry if you haven't practiced yoga before. We're going to go through a few simple poses so you can build gradually into your yoga practice. Starting with a pose called Adho Mukha Virasana. So taking your big toes together, taking your thighs a little apart. See that you're moving from the lower abdomen. So your lower abdomen needs to be scooping towards your spine as you come forward. As you can see, Leo is coming forward here in this position. Reach forward with your arms, but try not to let the buttocks go with the arms. You can see this. This is one of the common mistakes in this pose, particularly if you're a complete beginner, because why would you know where to get the stability in the pose? So you've got to see that you ground down with your shins and extend your abdomen towards the spine, and see that you weight down with those buttocks. And if that's a problem, as we've said before, you can always put a cushion between the heels and the buttocks, or if you've got some foam blocks, some yoga foam blocks, then they're quite good to use here. So just take a few calm, quiet, passive inhalations and exhalations. Just become aware of your body, your senses, your extension. Just take a few moments with this. And remember to breathe through your nostrils. We're going to be coming into dog pose, which is Adho Mukha Svanasana. So weight down into your palms, tuck your toes under, and lift the body up, extend up, lift your buttocks up. And again, be sure that you draw your abdomen towards your spine, lift up, buttocks up. Push your thigh bones back strongly, open the backs of the knees. Press firmly into your palms and see that the wrists weight down towards the palms. You really get that stability in the pose. And from there, you lift all the way through towards your buttocks. We're trying to free the spine and to extend from the neck spine all the way towards the buttocks. Coming back down into Adho Mukha Virasana now. So take the big toes together and release them back. So this little routine of these two poses, Adho Mukha Virasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, you can repeat as many times as you wish to. It's really good as a warm-up to just prepare the body for your practice. So coming back into Adho Mukha Svanasana again, weight down with your palms and extend. Just have a little look at your hands now. Now the middle finger needs to be facing directly forward towards the end of the mat. Now I'm going to bring in another instruction. You have to imagine that you're scrubbing the palms of the hands towards the end of the mat. I was going to say soles of the feet then. But you have to treat your palms like the soles of your feet and see that you scrub without moving them or sliding them towards the end of the mat. So you would try to create some energy with the earth in this pose. Now extend again, extend back into the legs, into the thighs, and reach those shins towards the calves. So remember, the shins is the lower part of the body, calves the lower leg muscles, and reach up with your kneecaps. So kneecaps extended nicely. You're going to bring the feet in now for Padangusthasana. So walk or jump the legs towards the hands. When you jump, you have to see that you lift again from the abdominal action. You see that Leo's here with her hands and fingertips to the floor. This may not be possible at this stage, and don't worry, because yoga is about unfolding your body. It's not about coming to yoga and being able to do everything at first. So if this is a problem, then you can just see the demonstration. Leo will show you. Hands on the shins, or hands on the thighs, or hands on a couple of bricks. If you have yoga bricks, they're quite useful to use, or hands onto a chair. Yeah. So you can modify in different ways. Remember that your body, with practice, will start to evolve, and you'll be able to unfold and open and move better. Be patient. Now with Padangusthasana, if your hands are to the floor, then you're ready for the next stage. You're going to take your 2 fingers and thumb and place them around the big toes. Now this creates another anchor and a really good fulcrum to lift through your front body. So extend, lifting your abdomen and extend through your front body, your front spine, all the way towards the collarbones, and look along the floor and keep that action. Open the backs of the knees. So the full action in this pose, for those of you who are quite flexible, you've got to remain really nice and open with the spine and then bend the elbows out to the side. Good. As you can see here, the legs have got to really be straight and strong as you can. If this isn't happening, then practice again. Repeat the video and keep practicing. It will come eventually. And you can be here taking a few breaths. Just a tip, be in the preparation of stage a little longer than the pose at this stage. It changes after a while, but at this stage you need the prep to be in symmetry and alignment and extended. Okay, we're going to come up now, so put your hands onto your hips. Draw your abdomen in towards the spine and reach up from lifting your chest up. So of course, if you're really stiff and you're finding that very difficult, then you may have to soften your knees, but you're aiming to have those legs really nice and straight and strong and lifted. Standing in Tadasana now, so this is when the feet are together. Taking the arms down beside you and just being in this simple standing pose called Tadasana. Take the weight back into your heels and see from there you're grounding down so strongly with the legs. So although the bony structure grounds you, the soft tissue lifts you. Lift through the inner thighs, lift out of your pelvis, lift your chest and roll your shoulders back and down. We're coming for a pose called Urdhva Hastasana. It's when we take the arms up. Now this may seem simple to you, but you've got to remember about the alignment and the direction of the arm. So Leo's going to take the arms out in front of her. So you can just see this is the halfway stage. And here, as you can see, you've got to see that you cut back with these outer arms and shoulders as you go up into the pose. This will make it a little bit more difficult. And extending, so you're extending with resistance. So what wants to happen, these arms want to go this way, so you've got to encourage this action. You're going to need your arms to support you, the muscle fiber, the soft tissue to support you. Lift your sternum chest. Go and extending the arms up, palms up. Lifting out of the pelvis and breathe. So as you breathe, you're enjoying this extension, enjoying the space for the breath, enjoying the lift of your chest. Extend all the way through to the fingertips. Keep that action for a few moments. Okay, now releasing. Good. So we're coming into another arm exercise called Paschimottanasana. Now this for a lot of people can be quite challenging. So Leo's going to show you crossed arms. So we find in our classes that there's a lot of people who find at first the prayer position behind the back is really challenging. I mean, you know, a lot of people find it very difficult to do. So this is our first option. And with this, you've got to extend these elbows down. But when you draw down and weight the elbows down, don't let the whole body collapse with it. You've got to see that you resist with the chest and you lift the chest up so much. Lift up through the chest and ground down through the elbows. And now here's the challenge. So if you're nice and mobile, this won't be a problem. You're a bit stiffer, then you have to just practice it. Okay, taking your hands into Paschimottanasana. So see that when you're in this pose, if you're managing this stage of the sequence, then see that you press those palms together and you breathe through your collarbones, from the inner collarbones out to the outer shoulders, and get that breath in your upper body and chest. This is very important. So see that the facial features are nice and soft and you're pressing strongly. If you're holding onto your elbows, it's at this point that you need to change the clasp. So it's a bit odd. Leo's going to show you that actually when you change the clasp, you're alternating the action. And again, pull down with the elbows and lift your sternum chest up and breathe. You can practice these arm exercises several times a day. You don't have to always be on your mat to do this practice. It's not that you're going to slip on your mat. Okay, and now release it. So come to a seated position. We're going to go through Baddha Konasana. It's a challenging pose. So Leo's going to just talk you through her prop work, which she's going to use for this pose. And remember that, you know, we're not born into these actions. We have to unfold them in our bodies, and they can be very, very challenging, particularly Baddha Konasana.
So you can see I've got a bit of a height here, and it's quite nice to have a broad action here. So I've got 4 foam pads, 2 on top of 2 and 2. So it makes a sort of bench formation. You can, if you haven't got foam pads, don't worry, you can make this kind of height using folded blankets or towels. Just make sure that they're nice and neatly folded. So from your Dandasana, you can see that Lin is getting this action of Baddha Konasana, sitting flat to the floor, and some of you may be able to get that, and that's lovely. If you can get that and keep your spine lifted, that's terrific. But for many of our students, particularly when they're beginning, sitting like this is a problem. So the height gives you access. So you'll take your legs so that they roll out to the side, and then you draw your heels in. You bring them in as close to your supports as it's comfortable on your knees. So if there's a knee issue and that your knee is not comfortable like this, you bring your feet forwards, and you can see that the angle is much less acute. But if the knees are all right, you bring the heels right back to your supports. You press the heels together and you elongate. It's not about pushing the knees down. You can see here that Lin has got her knees to the floor, but I am not attempting to push my knees to the floor. I'm attempting to get more length in the inner groin. And by holding onto the shins and pressing the heel bones together and lifting the chest, I'm starting to get that opening in the groin. This pose, if it's a difficult one for you, will not happen instantly. It's not something that will, you know, after a week's practice, you'll be able to do the pose in the way that Lin is doing it. For some of us, it takes a little longer than for others. So you just have to be patient with that and work with it.
Yes, definitely. And as Leo's been instructed, the height is very good. Also, just to mention that if you have short arms like mine, it doesn't look as if that's a big problem, but it can be. So you might want to put a belt or a tie underneath the foot bones, you see here, so that you can hold on to it. This works very, very well.
Yes, also, if you want to stay in the pose for longer, it's quite nice to work with your back to the wall. If this is a difficult action for you, taking your back right against the wall means you can stay in it for a little bit longer. Maybe, you know, it's not that you're doing your yoga practice, maybe you're doing some work at a coffee table or something. You can take your back to a wall and you know, sit in this pose for really as long as you can comfortably do so, 5-10 minutes perhaps.
Yes, definitely. Okay, then you can stretch your legs out when you're ready. We're coming to the end of this sequence then now. Thank you for joining us.
So we hope to see you again tomorrow and on all of the rest of the days on this challenge, when we will be working a little more on different parts of the body. Thank you very much for being with us. If you enjoyed our video, then please do click on the thumbs up and like it button, and you can always subscribe if you're enjoying this, because that will help us to film more videos. Thank you very much, and namaste.
Namaste.